Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
All glory to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna
Krishna
Prishtaya
Krishna.
Bhutare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Shami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Datta
Krishna
Chandra Jaya
Jai
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Datta Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Datta Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna. We're reading from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 20. We're on text number 355. This is in the chapter entitled The Lord's Teachings to Instruct Sanatan Goswami. So it's a long chapter, and then after this chapter, there's other chapters where the Lord continues his instructions to Sanatan Goswami. Now we're talking about the avatars, all the various kinds of avatars of Lord Krishna. So this is Sanskrit, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yasyavatara gyayente sharish vasharinina taistat atulyat tashyayar viryadehishvasangatai. The Lord does not have a material body, yet he descends among human beings in his transcendental body as an incarnation. Therefore, it is very difficult for us to understand who is an incarnation. Only by his extraordinary prowess and uncommon activities, which are impossible for embodied living entities, can one partially understand the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 10th chapter, 34th verse.
স্বরূপ লক্ষণ আর তটস্থ লক্ষণ এই দুই লক্ষণে বস্তু জানে মুনিগণ।
By two symptoms, personal characteristics and marginal characteristics, the great sages can understand an object.
আকৃতি, প্রকৃতি, স্বরূপ, স্বরূপ লক্ষণ। কার্য দ্বারা জ্ঞান এই তটস্থ লক্ষণ।
Bodily features, nature, and form are the personal characteristics. Knowledge of his activities provides the marginal characteristics. So in this, the Bengali is lakshan, right? For characteristic.
লক্ষণ।
Lakhan, you say, okay.
লক্ষণ।
And then, yeah, okay.
In Sanskrit or Hindi, it is kshar.
The lakshan, yeah. But in Bengali, lakhan, okay.
Bengali also.
So will be replaced by the kha.
Text 358, yeah.
ভাগবত আরম্ভে ব্যাস মঙ্গলাচরণে পরমেশ্বর নিরূপিল এই দুই লক্ষণে।
In the auspicious invocation in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva has described the Supreme Personality of Godhead by these symptoms. And this is Sanskrit. So what are the symptoms?
Janmad.
What were they? Two?
Birth and death.
Swarup,
Lakhan and Tatastha.
Tatastha Lakhan. Yeah. So Swarup Lakhan, what is Swarup Lakhan?
Bodily features.
His body features.
Yeah, body features, nature, right? Form, yeah. And Tatastha Lakhan is his
Marginal potency.
yeah, and it's what in this case it's his
Incarnate.
activities. Yeah. So Janmadyasya yaton vayaditaratascharteshva vigyasvarat tene brahma hridaya adi kavaye bhujanti yat suraya tejo varimidang yata vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. I offer my obeisances unto Lord Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, who is the supreme, all-pervading personality of Godhead. I meditate upon him, the transcendent reality, who is the primeval cause of all causes, from whom all manifested universes arise, in whom they dwell, and by whom they are destroyed. I meditate upon that eternally effulgent Lord, who is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and yet is beyond them. It is he only who first imparted Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahma, the first created being. Through him, this world, like a mirage, appears real even to great sages and demigods. Because of him, the material universes created by the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I meditate, therefore, upon him, the absolute truth, who is eternally existent in his transcendental abode, and who is forever free of illusion. Purport. This verse, quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 1, first canto, first chapter, first verse, links the Srimad Bhagavatam with the Vedanta Sutra with the words Janmadyasya yataha. It is stated that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is the absolute truth beyond the material creation. This has been accepted by all acharyas. Even Shankaracharya, the most elevated impersonalist, says in the beginning of his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Narayana Paro Vyaktat. When this material creation is not yet manifested from the Mahatattva, it is called Avyakta. And when it is demonstrated from that total energy, it is called Vyakta. Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond this Vyakta Avyakta, manifested and unmanifested material nature. This is the chief qualification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he assumes a particular incarnation. Krishna tells Arjuna that they both took birth many times before. Krishna remembers everything about his previous appearances, but Arjuna does not remember. Since Krishna is beyond the cosmic creation, he is in the exalted position of being able to remember everything in the past. Everything within the cosmic creation has a material body, but Krishna, being beyond the material cosmic creation, always has a spiritual body. He imparted Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahma, and although Brahma is the most important and exalted personality within this universe, he could not remember what he did in his past life. Krishna had to remind him through the heart. When Lord Brahma was thus inspired, he was able to create the entire universe. Remembering everything about the past and inspiring Lord Brahma to create are vivid examples of the characteristics called Svarup Lakkan and Tatashta Lakkan. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavinda. So did you catch? I mean, there's more than just these, the remembering the past and inspiring Lord Brahma. Why would you say that inspiring Lord Brahma is a Tatashta Lakkan?
Why would we say it's a Tatastha?
Is that? Why? Yes.
Because that's his activities. He
Yes.
performs activities through Brahma.
Yeah, that's one of the activities. What are some other Tatashta Lakkan here in this verse?
Because Brahmaji forgets.
Telling Arjuna also?
No, not in the purport, but in the verse itself.
Verse itself.
You can do it.
So many.
So come on. Okay, give me one.
Through this, he creates this world as a mirage.
Yes. He creates it, and they dwell in him, and then they're by him, they're destroyed. Yeah, that's another Tatashta Lakkan. And how about another Svarup Lakkan?
He says that directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations.
Very good, very good. So yeah, Charteshva Bhigyan Swarat. Yeah, and yeah, Swarat is another Svarup Lakkan, and he's directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations in this world. How is he directly and indirectly conscious? What does that mean, directly and indirectly?
So he appears real to the sages and the demigods. So that is the real part, and sometimes he's free of illusion.
Oh, that's also true, but in terms of how is Lord Krishna indirectly conscious of the of this universe, of all manifestations? Yeah. Directly he's conscious through as the super soul. Lord Krishna expands himself everywhere within the atom, within the heart of every living entity, isn't it? So he's directly conscious of everything, and indirectly he's also conscious of the thoughts and experiences of the living entities as well. So the living entities, you and I, we have our experience, and he can experience through us also what is going on in certain circumstances. So directly himself, and indirectly also. And even if you take the super soul, in a sense, could be indirect, but beyond that, he's also conscious of everything that's taking place by his own power. If you, the United States government is very interested in collecting as much information on every living entity as they can. You know this? And there's a big
Yeah.
storage center in Utah somewhere. It's gigantic, where they keep, all the records of everybody's emails and chat, Twitter responses and everything, so that if they ever have to come up with anything on you, they can find it. So because knowledge is power. So Lord Krishna has incredible power. One reason is because he knows what's going on within every atom, between the atoms, within everyone's mind and heart, and what's going on externally as well. That's God. That's God. So then we'll say he's omniscient. That's what you mean by omniscient. Directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. Sometimes within the world, you have a person who has a limited ability in that realm. Like, for example, they have something called the clairvoyance. Like what Sanjaya did. He was sitting with Dhritarashtra, but he could see what was going on in a different place on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And he was relating the incidents that took place to Dhritarashtra. And he got that ability because of his, by the mercy of his guru, Vyasdev. So other people have those kinds of powers to a limited extent, but Krishna has it fully, completely. So we're talking about avatars, and sometimes people claim that God is dead because they see in this world there are so many things that seem incompatible with the existence of a good God. A baby might get killed, or a seemingly innocent person has to suffer in various ways. And so they figure out, they think that, well, God is not, must not be active. But Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that every person within this material world, by the very nature of this world, we have to undergo trouble. Good people and bad people. Even good people, all good people die, and all bad people die. So, and that, who made that arrangement? That was God. He made that arrangement. Their physical bodies died. Of course, we know the soul never dies, but under the influence of the body, there's so much disturbance because we're thinking we're dying, we're thinking we're born, we're thinking we're in various difficult situations. So, but Krishna is not like a deadbeat dad. In this world, especially in the West and probably in the other countries too, more and more, there are deadbeat dads that have children and then they don't do anything to support them or care for them. So the atheists, they think, well, if there is a God, he must be a deadbeat dad because he throws us in this world and then doesn't do anything to help us. But if we think about it carefully, God is maintaining everybody, the good guys and the bad guys, the elephants and the ants. Who is producing food? No one can manufacture food. You can take some raw ingredients and try to manipulate it, but the food is coming from the Supreme Lord. And the water and the air. And besides that, he's regularly appearing. We're reading about incarnations. He's regularly appearing just to give us a hint that don't make your permanent, try to make a permanent arrangement for comfort in this material world, because it's, as it says here, it's unreal. Now, the unreal here in this verse is a little different than the impersonalists say unreal. Generally, impersonalists say, have this aphorism, it goes, Brahma, Satya. You know the next part of that? Come on. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. Yeah. Spirit is truth, or the Supreme Lord is truth, and this world is Mithya, it's false, false. And here it says unreal. Unreal, this world is not false, but it's unreal. How? In the sense that all of the manifestations that are part of this material world are temporary. We dream at night, but usually we don't give much importance to the dream, because even though at the time we're having a dream, we may be very frustrated about something that occurs in the dream. Does this happen? Or very happy about something that occurs in the dream. But then we wake up and we don't pay it much mind, because it's just it's temporary. It lasted for a few moments only. Similarly, in this world, the manifestations that we experience, that we see all around us, everything is temporary. So in that sense, things are unreal. It's not that the energy itself is false, because it's coming from God, but the manifestations of them are unreal. We're working very hard to build sand castles on the seashore in our life, but then the tide comes in, it's all washed away. That's our condition in this material world. So in that sense, those sand castles are unreal, because they're temporary. Our body, our wealth, even our family, our country, our education, everything will be taken. So that's a sense of it's unreal, it's temporary. Statements, questions, comments?
Comment, Vishnu Kada Dasa Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Some of my friends, like some of them are into spirituality, and I also connect with them because they pray different gods and all that. And sometimes they keep telling me, what, last night, Sai Baba came into my dream and he said, I should do this to his temple or something like that. And I am also into spirituality a little bit on and off. Like, right now I'm into ISKCON. I never get such dreams about God appearing in my dreams. All I get is like, the Telugu movie stars, like, I watch a lot of Telugu movies and, Bollywood stars. Like, I never get anything close to spirituality in my dreams.
You will.
Why is it? Why is it?
It's because, when you have like an electric fan and it's running, it's connected. And then when you take out the plug, the fan keeps going for a while, because it's, there's some momentum. So in our material activities, even though we may try to disconnect them, still some of the momentum of our material thoughts and activities continue for a little while. But if you continue, you'll start having, you'll start having thoughts and dreams about spiritual topics for sure. No question about it.
Okay. Because
okay,
I literally asked my friend, did really Sai Baba come into your dream? She said, yes, Sai Baba came in. I said, nothing close to that happens in my life. So I'm like thinking, am I fit for this or not?
Yeah, it takes some, there's something called the different qualities of devotional service that make you successful. The first thing is utsahan. Utsahan means when you practice your spiritual life, you be enthusiastic about it. Continue. Yes. Yeah. Very good.
But how long will it take? How long? Yeah. Like, is there like 5 years or something?
Nishchayat means determination, and dharyat means patience. Yeah. I can't tell you how long it would take. According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's very soon. But depending on how dirty our hearts are, or previous activities and previous lives, I can't say. But the process works. The process works. So then the next thing is tat karma pravartana. It means to practice the activities that are recommended in the scriptures. Tatat karma pravartana, and that begins with your doing very well, very nicely, is hearing and chanting about God. That's very good. That's very good.
But nothing spiritual is appearing in my dreams.
It will. It will. I guarantee it, if you
Hope
continue.
so. Okay.
Next.
এই শ্লোকে পরম শব্দে কৃষ্ণ নিরূপণ, সপ্তম শব্দে কহে তার স্বরূপ লক্ষণ।
In this invocation from Srimad Bhagavatam, the word Param indicates Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the word Satyam indicates his personal characteristics. Yes, Satyam. Swarup Lakhan, yeah.
বিশ্ব সৃষ্টাদি কইল, বেদ ব্রহ্মাকে পড়াইল, অর্থাভিজ্ঞতা স্বরূপ শক্তে মায়া দূর কইল।
In that same verse, it is stated that the Lord is the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of the cosmic manifestation, and that he enabled Lord Brahma to create the universe by infusing him with the knowledge of the Vedas. It is also stated that the Lord has full knowledge directly and indirectly, that he knows past, present, and future, and that his personal energy is separate from Maya, the illusory energy.
এইসব কার্য তার তটস্থ লক্ষণ, অন্য অবতার ওইছে জানে মুনিগণ।
All these activities are his marginal characteristics. Great saintly persons understand the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the indications of the two characteristics known as Swarup and Tatashta. All the incarnations should be understood in this way.
অবতার কালে হয় জগতে গোচর, এই দুই লক্ষণে কেহ জানয় ঈশ্বর।
At the time of their appearance, the incarnations of the Lord are known in the world because people can consult the Shastras to understand the incarnation's chief characteristics known as Swarup and Tatashta. In this way, the incarnations become known to great saintly persons. So these three things, the Shastra and their characteristics, Swarup and Tatashta. Just like in trying to, if you want to purchase a diamond, you have to have some knowledge of what a diamond looks like, its hardness, its quality, its clarity. Otherwise, it'll be easily, one would be easily cheated. So the Shastra, Swarup and Tatashta Lakhan, and of course those two things are described also in the Shastra.
সনাতন কহে যাতে ঈশ্বর লক্ষণ, পীত বর্ণ কার্য প্রেম দান সংকীর্তন।
Sanatan Goswami, the color of the personality in whom the characteristics of the Lord are found is yellowish. His activities include the distribution of love of Godhead and the chanting of the holy names of God, of the Lord.
কলিকালে সেই কৃষ্ণাবতার নিশ্চয়, সুদৃঢ় করিয়া কহ যাও কো সংশয়।
The incarnation of Krishna for this age is indicated by these symptoms. Please confirm this definitely so that all my doubts will go away. Purport. Sanatan Goswami wanted to confirm the fact that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Krishna for this age. According to Shastra, in Kali Yuga, the Lord would assume a golden or yellow color and would distribute love of Krishna and the Sankirtan movement. In accordance with Shastra and saintly persons, these characteristics were vividly displayed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu And it was therefore clear that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was an incarnation of Krishna. He is confirmed in the Shastras, and his characteristics were accepted by saintly people. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not escape Sanatana Goswami's argument, he remained silent on this point and thereby indirectly accepted Sanatana's statement. By this, we can clearly understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the direct incarnation of Lord Krishna. So we're familiar with some of the quotations or references in the Vedas and the Puranas about Lord Chaitanya being the incarnation of Krishna for the Kali Yuga. There are many references. Mostly devotees are familiar with the one from the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Maharaj Nimi was inquiring from Karabhajana Muni about the incarnations of the various ages, and in Kali Yuga he said Krishna Varanam. Karabhajana Muni said Krishna Varanam Tvisha Krishnam. In Kali Yuga, the incarnation will be in the category of Krishna, but will be not Krishna in bodily form, in bodily color, Tvish Akrishnam, etc. But there are many other references. There's reference in the Mahabharata, Suvarna Varna Hemango, that in Kali Yuga, the Lord appears in a golden form. He takes sannyas, etc. In many other Puranas and other places in Srimad Bhagavatam as well, there are references. Even in the original Vedas, Atharva Veda, there are references to Lord Chaitanya. Gauranga is given. So the Shastra and the Swarup, Lakhan, and Tatastha Lakhan. And here Sanatana Goswami is indirectly saying, but that means you must be the incarnation for Kali Yuga. And Lord Chaitanya is not responding. He doesn't say anything. So in standard law, if someone says something and you don't object, you know what that's called? You call that agreement.
You agree.
Yes. So usually when if Lord Chaitanya was addressed as God, he would say no, and he'd close his ears. Here, Sanatana Goswami is not saying directly he's God. Indirectly, he's alluding to it, and Lord Chaitanya he's going to be changing the subject. Okay, we'll see what he does here. Next verse.
I just want to correct my pronunciation in the previous verse.
Oh, okay.
That would be Jauk Shonshoy. Jauk means may it go away, may the doubts go away. Sudrido Korea Koho. Initially I said Jauko, it is Jauk.
Jauk.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's very nice to hear the authentic Bengali.
I'm trying.
We don't do a good job with that. I don't. Yeah.
Prabhu kohe Choturali chhado Sanatan Shokta besh avatare shuno biboran.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Oh Sanatan, you must give up your intelligent tricks. Just try to understand the meaning of Shaktyavesh avatar." So he's distracting.
Shoktabesh avatar Krishner অসংখ্য গণন দিগদর্শন করি মুখ্য জন.
There are unlimited Shaktyavesh avatars of Lord Krishna. Let me describe the chief among them. I have 8:30. So do you have 8:30?
8:33.
Oh, okay. So any other questions or comments or observations or?
How is this book related to the Bhagavatam?
Chaitanya Charitamrita?
Yeah, how is this book related to the Bhagavatam book?
Well, Lord Chaitanya was an incarnation of Krishna 500 years ago. And Lord Chaitanya preached on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is an elaboration of Srimad Bhagavatam further.
Okay, it's a book review of a book. Like
No. Chaitanya Charitamrita is the background and activities of Lord Chaitanya, the most recent incarnation of Krishna. So that's what the Chaitanya Charitamrita describes: his appearance, his activities, his philosophy, his teachings. But because Lord Chaitanya recommended the Srimad Bhagavatam as the topmost Purana, throughout the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you'll find lots and lots of references to the Srimad Bhagavatam as quoted by Lord Chaitanya. So he's showing how to preach the Srimad Bhagavatam by his own example. So there's the book Bhagavatam and the person Bhagavatam. So Lord Chaitanya is exhibiting the teachings of the Srimad Bhagavatam in his own activities. That's the relation.
okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Vishnu Gada Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishnu Gada Prabhu. Very
Hare
nice.
Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripasindhubevacha, Titanam
Name
Pavanebhyo,
one.
Anantakoti Vaishnava.
Vaishnavya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.